What's going on, everyone? Darkwater here, and welcome back to Airport CEO and another airport recreation series. Hopefully you guys are excited to jump back in and start another series. We've got one staff, which is the CEO, which is me. But we've got 6 tiles ready to go. And what airport are we doing? Well, as suggested by Ryan B509, we are doing Salt Lake City International Airport. And as we normally do, we will jump over into Google Earth and take a look at the layout, and we will spend a brief minute on that. The map doesn't quite reflect fully of what the airport currently is, so we will actually check out the airport map from the Salt Lake City International Airport website to kind of go through what we're going to be building. So let's jump over to Google Earth, and we will take a look at kind of the layout of the airport and go through a brief history of the airport. Okay, as we take a look at the Western United States, we can start to zoom in on the Great Salt Lake area as well as Salt Lake City here, and up in the top left or northwest, you can see the airport. It's about 4.5 miles from downtown, so it's relatively close, and we're going to be focusing kind of on the central portion here. We'll discuss the layout in a little bit, but we'll run through the history as we normally do. The Salt Lake City International Airport, IATA code SLC, it's the largest airport in Utah. It consistently ranks high for on-time arrivals and departures, as well as having the fewest flight cancellations among major U.S. airports. In 2024, set an all-time record with just over 28 million passengers served. Going back in time to a brief history, in 1911, the site was an airfield chosen on the, I believe it's Basque Flats, named for a Spanish-French sheep herders who worked in the fields in the then desolate area of Salt Lake Valley. The Great International Aviation Carnival was held the same year and brought aviation pioneers representing Curtiss Airplane and Motor Company, and a team representing the Wright brothers to Salt Lake City. World-famous aviator Glenn H. Curtiss brought his newly invented seaplane to the carnival, the type of aircraft that had never been demonstrated to the general public. Curtiss took off from the nearby Salt Lake, awing the 20,000 spectators, making international headlines. So we've got the big old lake up there as well. For several years, the field was mainly used for training in aerobatic flights until 1920, when the U.S. Postal Service began mail service to Salt Lake City. The city bought a 100-acre tract around the flats for $4,000 to build a field, a hangar, and other facilities. The same year, the field was given the Woodward Field for John P. Woodward, a local aviator. 1925, Postal Service began giving contracts to private companies, which started flying in and out of, including Western Air Express, which then became Western Airlines, which would eventually move into Delta, which is the major airline flying out and into SLC. 1927, Charles Lindbergh visited with the Spirit of St. Louis, and over the next few years, the runway would be expanded, and in 1930, the airport was renamed the Salt Lake City Municipal Airport. The first airport terminal and administrative building was built in 1933, and United Airlines had then begun serving Salt Lake City on flights between New York and San Francisco. In the 40s and 50s, the United States Army Air Force established a base in the same facility, allowing the military to use the runways. In 1960, Terminal 1 was opened up, and in 1968, the Salt Lake City International Airport was renamed whenever the first non-stop route to Calgary, Canada, was awarded to Western Airlines. Through the 1970s, a Terminal 2 was built as well to house additional passengers going on other airlines. Both Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 would eventually be removed in recent years. 1980s, they did expand the two terminals, and Western Airlines merged with Delta Air. 1991, the airport opened a new short-term parking garage as well as a new runway, along with an international terminal and a brand new control tower. Now, things really got going in 2008, whenever Delta began service to Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, which was the airport's first transatlantic flight. They also added flights to Asia as well in the same time frame. The airline did stop flying to Tokyo in 2011, but I believe they still service Asia currently. In 2014, they broke ground on a new terminal complex, which is the one that we kind of see the beginnings of here, which I don't actually know how old this image is. It says 2026. That's not accurate at all. But the first phase 1 of the new terminal opened in 2020, which consisted of the western portion of Concourse A, which is this front one here on the left-hand side. This is the initial portion with 25 gates, Concourse B back here with 21 gates. It was connected by a mid-ground underground tunnel. So basically it goes from here and comes up over here. You can kind of see the larger building sections there. And so you basically go down an escalator, elevator, walk underneath. There's some walkolators that are down there too, and you pop up over in B. So that was phase 1. After those were opened, they demolished the first 2 terminals, so Terminal 1 and 2, and then they began working on Concourse A East and B East. So you can see the B portion doesn't exist in this image. A is in this image also still under construction. These were opened in 2023. A had an additional 22 gates. The B portion is still kind of being incremented in. Phase 2, which opened in 2023, had 13 gates opening. Phase 3, which opened in 2024, added an additional 5 gates, as well as the Concourse B Plaza, which gives you additional concession options and whatnot. Also in phase 3, the center tunnel, which runs from here to the central portion of B, opened up, so that reduces walk time as well. Again, walkolators and whatnot. Getting you between the 2 locations. The concourse area, whenever you first come up over here, has the world floor map that was originally in the old terminals. They saved it and they added it into the B portion, as well as a 30-foot long replica of an Allosaurus fossil. So there's another 5 gates that were opened in phase 4, which opened in October of 2025, as well as a second Delta Sky Lounge and Amex Centurion Lounge were also opened There is another phase for the 11 easternmost gates, which would be basically down over here. Those are set to open in fall of 2026. So ultimately, you're looking currently Concourse A having 47 gates, Concourse B 36 gates, with another 11 more set to open. There is ground transportation options up in the front here for departure and arrival, pickup, drop-off there, as well as in the middle, and a whole bunch of parking area out in the back. There is also the bus service and the Trax light rail service from the airport that we can also add in. Going through major airlines, you're looking number 1 Delta with about 57% share, followed by SkyWest, Southwest, American, United, and then 8% being other. Destinations domestic is Denver, Colorado, Phoenix Sky Harbor, LAX, Las Vegas, Dallas Fort Worth, Seattle, Tacoma, Atlanta, San Diego, Chicago O'Hare, and rounding out the top 10 is San Francisco. As far as busiest international, you're looking at Amsterdam, Netherlands, the Charles de Gaulle, France, Cancun, Mexico, San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, London Heathrow, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico City, Calgary, Vancouver, and Toronto Pearson in Canada. So, brief history. Let's take a quick look at the actual layout of the current airport from the airport website map. So this is what we're looking at. We've got the roads in, you've got the parking garage. We probably should just start at level 1. You've got your car rentals as well as large, I assume it's probably short-term parking. You've got stairs going down. All the parking out here, probably going to skip. But the parking garage we will build on the first floor in, so you park. You've got stairs, escalators, elevators. I'll be honest, don't quite know what this is. Haven't been able to track down what this interesting little area in the front here is. There's a passenger private vehicle drop-off here. You've got your Lyft, your Uber, your ride shares, your taxis, and then looks like shuttles and buses going to be towards the front. I will come back to this in due time. If we go up a floor, again, you've got the parking garage area, you've got your walking in, walk-elators, and access from the parking garage into the first check-in area. There's car rentals on the bottom, bathrooms left and right, and I feel this is mostly domestic flights coming in. So you've got Delta, Southwest, United. And then once you check in, you can go across a bridge, connections to the pickup drop-off area down below. You walk across the bridge, and you've got baggage claim on the second floor. Most of the time we do baggage on the bottom floor. We will get to the bottom floor here in a bit, but there are 11 baggage carousels, 6 on the left, including the oversized baggage claim on the left side, 5 on the right, couple baggage offices. There is additional check-in on the floor above. There is drop-off up on this floor as well, 1, 2, 3, 4 doors. And it looks like a lot of this is international. You've got Alaska, Hawaii, but you've got Aeromexico, KLM, more Delta, more Southwest, JetBlue, Air Canada, United Frontier, and American. And then, so once you get checked in, you drop down to level 2. You come up, there's a Hudson and a Blue Lemon, along with Senator Jake Garn greeting room. But then you go through TSA security check, and go straight into the main hub area. Exit is straight ahead. Seems fairly straightforward. And then you've got the A gates. So there's all the gates on the left-hand side. Gate 1 starting at the far left and coming across. Over here, you can kind of see where the tunnel is to get to Concourse B. And then the departure hall in the center here has the big tunnel as well. And then all of the A gates over here on the right-hand side going through gate 49. And then if you take the tunnel and have something in the B gates, it just dawned on me, I don't know if there's going to, I would imagine there's going to be another tunnel over here to walk over here. I haven't seen or heard anything, but you've got all the B gates again, B1 starting on the far left, B38 currently over here on the right, and the additional area for the 11 gates that are going to be there. I'll probably build this section. I will not add Airlines in over here as we are running this from January of 2026. If you're watching this in the future and these gates do exist, that would be why they're not there in this run through. If we go up one floor, there is the Delta Sky Lounge here, as well as the Amex Centurion Lounge and the Delta Sky Club here as well in Terminal A, and the USO services there. Now you may see this hallway here and wonder what that's from. Well, I believe that's from the international flights that are being served by gates, I think it's A15 through A25, apparently A25A. So whenever you arrive from an international flight, you pull into one of these gates, there's this hallway that you take over here. You can take stairs or escalators there, or keep going over here to the stairs and escalators down here, go up to level 3, and you walk through this hall. You can stop off at the USO, or you keep going and you head over to the stairwell. Here you go down to level 1, and you work your way out. Bathrooms, there's 3 different baggage carousels for international. You go through passport control, there's the CPB inspection station, and you exit into the unsecured section here. Now there is the other security area here, and that I assume is what you go through if you have a connecting flight from an international flight going to a domestic flight. I think you just roll through security here and then go back in. But it looks like you have to physically exit entirely and then go back through. I will probably push this exit here so that you can just stay in the secured area and then come up back into this area here as you go through security. I've got a feeling the game's not going to be happy if I make everybody from an international flight exit entirely and then go back through. I also feel like I think these are Delta check-in desks. I feel like the game's going to just have everybody going through this security. So we will run security on level 2. Hopefully it can handle it. But that's the airport in a nutshell. A lot of bathrooms on the south side, a lot of shops on the north side. I'm not entirely sure how I'm doing all the shops, to be perfectly honest, because there's a lot of like individual shop and then gate, and then shops, gates, shops, gates. And I don't think I can just do a large area like I've done in the past, because they do kind of kick out a little bit. So that'll be something we have to plan for down the way. That's basically what we're looking at with the 2 runways on either side. They're going to be large runways. All of the stands appear to be medium stands. So I've kind of mapped this out. Not entirely. So we're going to see how well this goes. I might regret that but it's a fairly straightforward airport. There we go. And it's similar in fashion to the Atlanta, the Washington Dulles, and Denver, where they just have the underground pathways and then just rows of terminal. This area here, the tunnel that's down here that takes you up over here. There are walk-lators. It is built wide enough that down the road, if they choose to add like a train, because they do have all kinds of space up top to expand out, they do have it wide enough that they can roll a underground train to connect up to the different areas. So I appreciate the fact that they're planning for future expansion, but currently the train doesn't exist and there's no definitive plans at this point. But let's jump into Airport CEO and get to building something today. Okay, we are back in Airport CEO. We've got our 5 locked tiles and our 1 unlocked tile. We are sitting at a mill. We are on the 3rd difficulty level. We're not at extreme, we're just at difficult. And if you're unfamiliar, I do play this in regular mode, so we do have to unlock things as we go, not in sandbox mode. Normally I'll do a kind of a pre-build just to see how things fit before we start just kind of laying things out, because some airports are just massive and we can't get them on the maps. But this airport we should be okay with. I'm going to start just throwing a couple world entrances in, and we should probably actually hire some people, shouldn't I? It's been a minute since we've played. Can I get a contract at all? I don't want that one. We'll come into staff. I do have mods on. That's why we're kind of going with this airport, which is kind of just, I don't want to say it's a simple layout, but it's a basic layout. You've got everything perpendicular to the runways. You've got Terminal A and B. The runways will be on the left side and the right side. The air traffic control tower, fuel depot is up top here. The fire department is up in the top left. There is like a DHL and FedEx hangar area, so they fly out of way up here. So we'll get some additional buildings up there. Catering and waste depot will probably be on the far side here, in between the runway and the main airport area, as well as probably a hangar. There's another hangar up here. I know, game, we've got nothing right now. I've got 3 world entrances. Calm down. Game gets a little moody. Continuing, if you are unfamiliar, I do tweak the passenger flight ratio a little bit as the game goes on. We eventually get lag, so I start to ratchet that back a little bit. We are going to start with it being at 100%. And we do have a few new mods that we are playing with, including the Train All Staff, which was suggested a while ago. Finally got it installed, finally got it working. The other mods that we have, we will get to as we get to. But all of that should be listed down in the description below. Do I not have any staff either? Okay, we've got Brinkley. We'll go ahead and we will get them in. We'll go ahead and deploy. I'd like to hire some staff. Oh, helps if you're on the right tab. So we'll grab some administrators. I didn't mean to grab a lot of the garbage ones. But having it pop up with more administrators and more staff will be useful. Did I deploy the contractors? No. We'll get them deployed. We'll get you guys working on a commercial license. And I think we're going to start... Actually, let's slow things down. So you guys are coming in here. You're going to be a world entrance in. You're going to be a world entrance out. These two might move in time. Let's grab our handy-dandy measuring tool and... the buildable areas from this square, not this square, there's going to be a fence out there, but this square coming all the way across, coming over to this square. I don't actually remember what the size is. It would be there. Nope, that's 261. So 260 by 2 is 130, which takes us to here. So you are basically the middle section, right? So you would be 130, yes, and it should be 130 on the other side. And yeah, that's how math works. That's great. Okay. You guys can build that. I don't foresee me moving. We're going to leave this as the center point for now. We're going to actually start with some terminal foundation. We're going to start with the parking garage. I'm going to pause for a second. I normally build on the fly. Occasionally I will jump into planning mode. But for the most part, I enjoy making my mistakes, kicking myself, and then trying to fix them. Yeah, probably the best way to do it, clearly. We're going to start with some road that way, some road that way. The road will eventually connect. I will get rid of this central area here soon, but we're going to actually start with a parking garage. Wait, oh, hold on, hold the phone. I'm going to need to put you guys over here at some point in the near future before I forget and demolish this and have to restart the video because I've done that several times. We're going to start on this side. We're going to do, I think, 2. We're going to go up a space, and this is going to be our parking garage. I don't think I've ever started a series by building a parking garage, but here we are. This road will continue, actually, this way. I don't know where you're going to connect. This, again, might be permanent, might be temporary. Don't know. We'll find out down the road. You guys can get building, perhaps? Maybe? Okay, yeah, you guys are getting rolling. Then there's some terminal foundation over here on the side. We've got escalators and stairs that take you from the bottom floor of the parking garage to the next floor up, which I don't have researched at this point. And then that connects to... wait. That's not right. See, again, with the... we're going to make errors and we're going to fix them. This needs to go up 1 square. And in fact, we're going to get rid of these interior walls for right now because the road actually goes underneath the area where, you know, ticketing is and the car rental agencies are. So that's going to live here. I need to get rid of the interior walls. I don't actually know where those are going to live just yet. We're going to expand you this direction. We're going to take you over here and there. Then we've got... it'll basically... actually, that fits really nice right there. I'm not going to add it because we don't even have a runway right now. Let's get a runway going. We're going to go with grass for the time being. We're going to build left, I believe. So this will be the first tile we unlock. This will be the second. We'll probably... I was going to say we're going to replace this guy with a medium runway. But if we're going to do that, then I don't want to build you there, do I? That answer is no. I don't remember how large a medium runway is. We're going to shift you over to there. We're going to do you and you. And in fact, I have another idea. Probably a bad idea, but that's a runway. That is not a taxiway. I'm going to run just a single strip of taxiway. We're going to do the same thing down over here. We'll go ahead and connect you. I'm just doing it to save money. It's grass. You are going to be for general aviation flights. And I'm going to use the general aviation flights just to get some money coming in. And we're going to do this so planes can actually land. It's going to be a series. I can already feel it. For as simple as I like this whole thing to be, I've got a feeling it's not going to be that simple. So those are going to be general aviation. Give me a air traffic control tower. So worst case scenario, we can get that built and at least make some money. Okay. So the interior ticketing and car rental agency is going to sit here. Immediately above that is a 3-laned road. Actually, it might even be 4-laned, but I'm going to call it 3 lanes. I'm going to actually just do 2. And you actually probably should go all the way over there and over here and down. I need that road to get built before I take things apart. Oh, you guys are going to build up there. Cute. If you want to build my air traffic control tower, then maybe I could get things going. Get some flights coming in. But up here is where pickup drop-off area is. I'm going to have to be real careful about this once we get things kind of ironed out. So this looks like it's mostly passenger pickup drop-off areas. And then the busing and rideshare is further up. I don't want to go too far up. I'm going to add you here for right now, just so I know where we're going to. Do I have any... I hired a bunch of administrators, right? I did. I'm going to get rid of you guys. We'll use the train all. I don't have an HR director. We'll get commercial license being researched. They are working remotely, in case you were wondering. Because I don't have any place for them to actually work, so... after this... So drop off, it's open air in this area, and then there's elevator escalators that take you up a floor to... I assume that's to the Sky Bridge, is it not? The bridge over the roads? Yeah, there's an escalator elevator that take you up, and then you can continue walking directly across the bridge into the main terminal area that's up here. Escalator, elevator, I think I'm going to do a single one, so let's go down to the correct floor. We're going to build 2 up. I'm going to pause, we're going to do that, just so I can take out that. We're going to do just a single escalator, single elevator. There's escalator, elevator on one side. I don't know what my cat's doing behind me. Escalator, elevator on the other side. And the bridge... It goes at an angle. I'm going to do it kind of squared off. It's going to basically sit about here across and mirrored on the other side. The mirror point is this one here. And then we've got... Is there a... Okay, there is a... There's a rideshare area. and then the bus drop-off area. It's kind of tucked under, so it's a little difficult to see where we're actually at here. According to the map, there is a... I don't know why it was paused. There's a road. It looks like it's 2 lanes going across. There is kind of an, for lack of a better term, an island area for people to get across. So I'm going to do 2 squares. That'll probably be sidewalk, and then another 2. And that's going to be where buses and... No. Hold on. This is going to be terminal foundation. You know what? I don't normally do planning mode. We're going to do planning mode just so I can visualize where things exist. We'll take out the interior walls. So that's going to be where the escalator elevator live. There's... go back in actual build mode because that needs to go away. We need a... All of this is on the... Yeah, that's interesting. There's not a crosswalk there at all, is there? Yeah, there is not a crosswalk across this road. I don't know how the game's going to react to that. But you've got ride sharing on this one. Give me a taxi stand. I'm going to leave the space right there just in case we do need to add taxiway or a crosswalk, if you will. So I'm just going to do that. How are we doing, folks? Things getting built? General aviation, that's wonderful. You are going to be commercial, so I'm just going to turn that one off. It looks like we can open up the airport. Operations, open up, allow general aviation. We don't have another runway, but nah, we'll leave that off. Are we researching anything? No, not yet. Commercial's not done just yet. But we'll be able to get general aviation flights, and that's going to be great to see. The median, I'm just going to leave these sidewalks here. I'm probably going to need to connect up this road. You can tell I'm feeling good because I'm very sing-songy. There is crosswalk here. And that allows you to get across where the buses go. That's a contractor, not a bus. So we'll do that. And that. We'll do a large crosswalk there. And terminal. 195,000. That's going to be something. But we did get commercial going. So where do you sit? Okay. Sure. Why not? Go ahead and do that. You are set up for commercial flights. So we need some small boarding desks. Nope, check-in desks. There we go. Ooh, pause. I'm going to have to put a sidewalk here for right now because people will get dropped off here in a hot second, and we need them to be able to access this area, which is going to be an actual terminal. This is going to be physical construction that's not going to be going anywhere. The rest of this, well, we will see on the rest of this. There, we will get a small security kind of over here. We will get a security exit on this side. We will get... Did I add check-in desks? No, I did not. So we'll add some small check-in desks. Again, these will turn into something else down the road. I need A boarding desk? You are too small. Shoot. Okay. Can I afford this? Barely. I'm turn those off for right now because I don't have a way for people to get from here up here. So you guys can build that. I need a small boarding desk right there. And probably, you know what, forget it. In fact, we're going to run an open air style airport for a little bit. We do have some small flights coming in. I don't know why my brain wants that to go the other way, but we're going to leave it. I kind of want you to go away. I've got a feeling... Yeah, cars are going to go all kinds of... I need to get some a one-way system in place now. Before things go really bad. Okay, that should take care of that. We've got administrators here. Okay, let's try to figure out who we have just kind of hanging out here. We'll grab a door. Why not? Door. Just a wooden door. We've got a cow stuck in. There we go. I need to hire some staff. Passenger service agents probably are a good idea. Get rid of all you guys, and we need some ramp agents. Or we need a ramp agent. Fine. We need some security officers. And I do like to hire a full executive staff from day one. So we'll go ahead and do that. Is that everybody? No. Missing procurement. Well, currently the procurement are not great. We'll take you. Okay, so that's the executive staff. You guys are good. We've got staff coming in. Can I afford another small grass stand? Helps if I have it facing the correct way, and then get another desk over. Oh, since I took that wall out, that's a problem. I need to rezone all of this. You are set for commercial. I don't think you are set for commercial. Turn the auto planner on. We have a security checkpoint. People theoretically could get here. You need to be set to commercial. I don't want international. Oh, because you are not connecting. For whatever reason, the small stands don't auto-connect. There we go. So that will give us our first international flights. We do not have night flights on just yet. We will set you to always delay. We don't have anything being researched. Might as well research night flights. So we will get them off and rolling. Oh, I don't have any airlines, do I? That seems to be an issue. Let's get, how about Havana? We'll go ahead and pick you up. And then, maybe? Turn that off for a second. Confirm. I probably want another airline in here, don't I? We'll grab Trinity too. There we go. Yeah, go ahead and auto-negotiate. But we've got plenty of flights coming in for general aviation. And hopefully we will get Trinity Air coming in here in just a minute. Or more. Surprised general aviation is able to fly in without night flights. That might be a mod thing. Similar to the planes that are not fully planed. But we've got passengers coming in. Oh, that's a train wreck. You can go. You can go. You can go. And we will get that in place. Actually, that whole road can go. We've got passengers checking in, we got passengers getting through security, and we should be getting our first flight here in just a quick second. Comes in, what, 5:30? Yep, 5:30. Night flights are done. Do I need to turn that on? No. Okay. And we'll go ahead and research medium aircraft right off the bat here. So you guys can get going. You guys are going to complain because we don't have any seats, and we've got our first flight carrying passengers arriving at the airport. There we go. And things seem to be going pretty good so far. I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and checking out the beginnings of a new Airport CEO Airport Recreation series. And as always, I hope you guys have yourselves an amazing day.
Oh, yeah.